بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Respected مؤمنين المؤمنات, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let us unlock the keys to a purposeful and much more productive Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala. And that is by delving into the art of preparation and programming for this sacred month. We had the opportunity to explore the first, most important practical step that will help us achieve our goals, inshallah ta'ala, and resolutions. And that was supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking and resorting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's at the forefront. But the second point, which is also important, that's the practical step. And that is to approach Shahr Ramadan with a plan. Okay? You cannot approach Shahr Ramadan al-Mubarak haphazardly, carelessly, for example, or let's say randomly, because you will be surely dropping the ball and missing on getting to your resolutions. So put a plan together, and that's very important. And we'll talk about that plan. But again, we're focusing more on the practicality here, the methodology. The method is to write down a plan, an organized, clear plan. What are you doing? And why are you doing them? Right? And when I say write down, I mean it. To bring a pen and paper and write down, right? Scribe it down. And that's very important because Imam Ali والسلام, says if you want to create a sync between your heart and mind, it's very important to write down. Because he says, روح له الفداء, Imam al-Sadiq والسلام, he says that القلب يتكل على الكتابة. القلب يتكل على الكتابة, meaning the heart relies, okay, depends on and relies on writing. That's very important. That's the first bullet point. The second bullet point, when you want to write, use the language of affirmation, okay, rather than using the language of negation. Yani, no, don't put general statements, okay? Let's say, for example, you want to focus on and unlock Salatul Subh. You're a person who struggles with morning prayer. You want to practice that. You want to get rid of that sluggishness, if you will, when it comes to Salatul Subh. Don't write down morning prayer. Put down the following. Say, I want to perform Salatul Subh. I want to, for example, wear hijab. I want to stop listening to music. I want to complete reciting the Holy Quran. I want to, right? Keep doing that because that has a psychological impact, okay? And the third bullet point is that might be interesting. Reduce the number of goals. Break them down and make them attainable, okay? Because that will help you. That will be more realistic and to, if you will, moving you towards achieving your goals. Okay. Remember that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala appreciates quality. Even like the Hadith says, "قليل مستدام خير من كثير منقطع." Consistent little is much more rewarding and better than intermittent abundance. Okay. Those little ones are counted. For example, one of the stages that you should acquiring and you should aspiring to reach is al-mustaghfirina bil-ashar, to do istighfar and ashar. The hadith by the Prophet ﷺ says that whoever wakes up and does 100 times istighfar, he will be considered from al-mustaghfirina bil-ashar. That's a little. It's a very meritorious, if you will, act, a very profound act of worship, but it's also considered what? Considered little, right? So reduce them, make them attainable. That's number two. And number three is program your subconscious mind. Program your subconscious mind by repetition, by reading that piece of paper in the morning or before going to sleep, right? It's very important. Why? Because 70% we're told that maybe many or the majority of our daily activities and decisions are based on our subconscious mind. So might as well instill that plan in your subconscious mind by reading it time and time again. And the second bullet point when it comes to the subconscious mind is that try to engage in an activity of imagining yourself reaching those goals. And that will have a psychological impact as well. that will help you and drive you towards your, for example, back to the salah. Imagine yourself praying your salah. Imagine yourself, and this was taught by our teacher, a respected scholar. He says, imagine yourself praying by the first person who will be praying on this earth. And that is our revered Imam, Ajallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Right? And what does that entail? That tells you that the people at the forefront will be who? Ahlul Bayt alayhim salatu wasalam. Right? Abu Dhar, Maqdad, perhaps Anbiya, Nabiullah Musa, Nabiullah Isa, right? Al-Khidr, right? Those are people who will be praying with our Imam. You will conduct yourself. You will have khushu', right? Imagine yourself doing that. That will help you um, um, paint that vivid picture in your mind, and that makes it much more attainable. And the third, and we will conclude in that, and that is also very important. Please do yourself a favor and celebrate that achievement. Even if it's a Salatul Subh, reward yourself. And that's very important. That will train your mind that this is something that I want to do again and again because it's bringing joy to me. Rejoice. Talk about it to your friends. Post about it. Brag about it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to do that. On the contrary, you're not allowed and you shouldn't be celebrating things which are not considered achievement. So don't shy out. Talk to your friends about it. Tell them, today I woke up, I performed my salah. Quran says, وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.